Hey everyone, welcome back to Win Philly, where it's me, Nakisha Hodge, and our co-host,
Sex Dr. Heather. Or Dr. Heather, right?
I like Dr. Heather.
I do. I mean, I like them both, but people here in Philadelphia know me as Sex Dr. Heather.
Or Dr. Vulva.
I'm on the... Yeah. Oh man, I forgot the puppet. Why did you read? So there will be an episode with Dr. Vulva, which is my vulva hand puppet. And she is really smart and amazing.
Listen, I was listening to this show one day and I was like, they said, and now we got Dr. Vulva. I was like, oh my gosh. It's hilarious. Anyways,
yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited because this is Pride Month and we just want to have some conversation around this topic. But first, let me tell you a little bit about who we are. I'm Nakisha Hodge. I am in marketing, but I'm also a photographer. I have my own studio here, Hodge Studios. It's so beautiful and airy.
Yes.
We're actually doing some upgrading, so that's why things look a little different, but so nice. And you are. Who are you?
So I just want to add on to who she is, because she always seems to, she's just humble around all of the different things that she does, which is a good characteristic to have, I think. However, she got to give herself more props because this woman is an artist. And I think having that label is really important, because that means you can do a lot. Being an artist means, it doesn't just mean one thing. It doesn't just mean that you can take pictures, or it means a lot. Hence her space here at Hodgepodge, Studios. So I think you're an artist.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So nice.
Thank you. I always try to tell her, hey girl, you're more than what you're saying. Tell everybody everything, because she's a lot of things. I actually interviewed you about doing it all. Remember?
I know.
So I'm Dr. Heather, and I am the owner and operator, founder of the Studio for Sexual Health, Wellness, and Education Incorporated. And that is basically a place where I see clients. I'm a psychotherapist, a marriage and family therapist, and clinical sexologist. I see clients around an array of different problems. I love seeing couples with intimacy issues, couples that just have communication problems, or premarital, or divorce, or postmarital. So it's a huge umbrella of things that I do, but just check me out. My website will be posted. Yes. So if you want to know more, just go to my website and check it out.
And you should definitely visit her YouTube. Not only is it educational, it's quite entertaining.
It's funny, yeah. And I'm gonna post new videos soon. I'm so busy seeing clients, but I will post new videos. Just make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Yes.
Subscribe. Whatever that button. Where is it?
Subscribe, and make sure you click the little bell so you can get notified every single time we post a new video, which is normally every Sunday for this show. So we're just gonna hop right into it. So today we are talking about the LGBT community. Can you tell us those last few letters?
Yes, LGBTQIA community. But just before we get started really quickly, I just want to tell people who have not, if this is your first time tuning into one of our videos, we call this Win Philly because this was all Nakisha's idea. It is women in networking, and she felt compelled to talk about the topics around women in networking, and the impacts of things that impact women in networking like us,
entrepreneur women,
right? And showcasing women who are entrepreneurs, just not in Philly, but the tri-state area, or the United States, if people come and we're able to travel. But we want to give you tips.
Soon to be the world.
Yeah, right.
Because you never know, we might pop up in in Paris or something. Who knows?
And we do a video in Paris. That's true. So we may hit the streets too, do a question with people on the streets.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
actually,
that would be fun, and we need to hurry up before the weather changes.
I can't wear this tulle skirt on there, and I know that.
Maybe a cute little jumper. She's a fashionista. That's part of her artistry.
Weather related.
Yes, so we are talking about a topic that is unfortunate, but it's a topic that we want to talk about because we want to provide awareness and give you tips
Yes.
on how to navigate if you identify as LGBTQIA in the community. So for the sake of the video, we're going to just say the community and people who are not heterosexual. Because it's unfortunately that people in the community have to deal with this. You know, your sexuality is not who you are. That's a piece of you. Like, it's a whole big puzzle, and that's one of the pieces in the puzzle. So people judge you because you don't identify as a heterosexual person. But you're a fabulous businesswoman, or you're a fabulous model, or whatever it is you do. You have great character. You're kind. You're loving. You're a mother. You know, you're a sister.
Right.
So it's like all of this other stuff. And then you want to be, and that's why I said unfortunately, because then you want to fire me because I don't identify as heterosexual, or I can't put a picture on my desk of me and my wife because I'm scared around what's going to happen if I put a picture of me and my wife on my desk.
Yeah, or the feedback that you'll get from your coworkers. So yeah, this is important to me to talk about just because you know, it was a topic I told Heather I felt very strongly about because I have a lot of friends and family who are lesbian, gay, or queer. And I've also had, so I'm confused, is transgender when you change your gender? What is it when you just identify as a woman if you're a man? Is that transgender?
So that's a good
as well?
question. You know what I always tell people when I'm doing sex education with a group of people, I always say, just imagine this, looking in the mirror and seeing someone who you don't identify with. What's between your ears does not match what's between your legs. Okay? So you have a vulva. You're looking in the mirror and you see a vulva, but when your brain is telling you should have a penis. Okay, because in utero, like all of this happens with the X and Y chromosomes. You know, the Y is supposed to come along and turn you into a boy. All right, that does not always happen in utero. Sometimes it splits the X in half. Sometimes it turns into a Y, but has other X's hanging off of it. It doesn't turn your brain into a boy brain. Because believe it or not, when we look in the mirror and we see ourselves, we're like, oh, okay, so I identify as a girl. Me personally, I say she, her are my pronouns. I identify as a woman. So when I look in the mirror, I see a woman. Even though it looks like one on the outside, but can you imagine your brain not allowing you, like, why do I have the wrong body? This body is wrong. I'm a boy. So that's why they're now finding kids are 2, 3, like, Mom, what is this? Like, I'm girl like you know, so, and just imagine that going both ways though. So that's a transgender person. Okay. It doesn't match. Your brain doesn't match what's between your legs. Okay.
That was like the best explanation I've ever heard in life. And I have taken all the science classes. Okay. But I had an uncle who was gay, and he also dressed as a woman sometimes. I was very young then, but he died, and I also have a beautiful cousin who, hey girl. She's actually subscribed to the channel, Tamikia. Tamikia is married to another beautiful, very well accomplished woman who's a scientist. Hey girl. Her name is Meredith. And they have children. And she went through a lot to have her children.
I know.
She went through a lot because, you know, she is married to this woman. She didn't want to have sex with a man to have
oh my gosh, I got so many girlfriends who went through this.
Yeah, and I never had, I mean, I've seen it on TV, but I never had heard about anyone or knew anyone who had actually went through this process. It taught me so much. And the children are so cute. And my daughter, she like loves her cousins. You know, we go visit them and we have such a good time. But I feel they went through a lot. They were both in the
and
service.
It's really, really discouraging.
And for you to be married to someone, but not have all the accolades of being a married person or not have the benefits of being a married person, like insurances and things like that. These are things that they went through.
Yes.
You know, that was life for them. So I think that other people need to understand, you know, because they're like, oh, well, it's your choice. You know,
no, it's not your choice.
This is who these people are, and I think that they're human. They should have all the basic necessities that we afford ourselves. So
yes,
yeah.
Girl. Listen, I watched this movie once, and it was depicted so well. This black man said, "I am a black man raised in the hood. You think all the challenges I already have, I want to identify as being homosexual? You know." That's what I wish I could change. I'm talking about what the guy's his lines were in the movie, and I was like, "That's powerful."
Yeah.
He said, "You think this is a choice?"
Right. Right.
You know, I don't choose to be homosexual. So just like you were saying, your cousin used to dress with different like female clothes, I guess. But you know, I don't feel like things are female and male clothes, but a lot of people argue with me about that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's your expression. So you could be homosexual and dress totally like all the other guys at your job, right? Because that's how you want to express yourself. It has nothing to do with your sexuality, though. It's just your expression, just like your attractions.
Yeah. So let's talk about your attractions, because this is another thing that I learned from, you know, having LGBT friends. I always feel like I'm gonna mess that up, so that's why I say
friends
really
in the
slow.
community.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
okay.
not slow. Okay.
No, she is definitely, as you can see, all this stuff.
But so something that really bothers me is that just because someone might be gay, other people in their mind who don't understand the life, they might feel like, oh, I can't be around that person.
Yes.
They're going to try and hit on me.
Yeah. Oh my. Girl, listen.
Everybody
don't nobody want you.
want to have sex with you. Okay.
Don't nobody want you. No, they do, but not the person that you think. So think about it this way. Look at the heterosexual people. Are they hitting on all their heterosexual friends?
Yeah. Right.
No. N-O.
Right.
And subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay. White. I'm spelling out N-O. So if that's you, look at yourself and say, yeah, I'm special and everything, but my people, my friends who don't identify as heterosexual don't want me. Y'all are friends.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, don't take this the wrong way, but maybe they just don't see you in that way or are sexually attracted to you. The same way that you're not sexually attracted to every single person that comes along. If you are, that's wonderful. Me, I'm not.
Me either. And it's changing, trust me. Like, we could talk about that as a whole nother show. Yeah. Because it changes as you get older, as you
what the people
grow.
That you're attracted to. Yes.
Because now I am so into brains.
Yeah. Versus looks.
Girl. Yes. Versus the physical. Yes. You know, my partner is amazing in both areas.
Well, good.
But it's like
you didn't have to sacrifice.
I mean, I didn't have to sacrifice, but the brain was when that came after I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like
that's
this
a
is
huge
like
turn on.
Two things.
Yeah,
like,
me as well. I like nerdy guys. But everybody don't want to sleep with you, and I think that we should know that just because you have a coworker or a mutual friend that you met, like, don't be afraid to have a friendship with that person because you're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna hit on me. Like, I don't think they're that desperate, you know, to just try and hit on every
or they want
single
the friendship.
person.
You know,
Maybe
think
they
about
just
the
like
friendship.
you for your friendship.
Yeah.
Or you should think the person on the other side of the table should say, you know what, I have more to offer than just sexuality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All those other characteristics about you, all the other pieces to the puzzle.
I'm a good friend.
Yes. You know, Nakisha and I have been friends for a really long time, but you know, just like a lot of my friends, we're friends, but we're not everyday friends.
Right.
Like, we pick up right where we left off. If I see her
that.
next year, we picking up right where we left off.
Right.
You know, which we know we love each other. We know if something comes up, she can call me, I can call her. You know, God forbid, hopefully that will never happen in that capacity, but we know that we're there.
Yeah.
You know.
I like it that way.
And I would never want to compromise. So if Nakisha and I identify as something other than heterosexual, but I would not be like, oh girl, let me get with you. Like, no, she's been my friend for so long. It's
right.
It's not like, no. And I would want her to feel uncomfortable. So that's when you need to communicate. So let's talk about that, right? Being uncomfortable if you found out one of your friends has a identification other than heterosexual. How would you deal with that?
I personally feel very comfortable with whoever my friends choose to be. I have a lot of friends from all different walks of life, but I don't know how someone else would react. I feel like some people, they're just naturally apprehensive. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, something that you can do if you're in the situation where one of your friends says, oh, I'm homosexual, I never told you because I didn't want you to be uncomfortable. So something you can do is say, you can validate them for telling you. Thank you for telling me now. I really appreciate your honesty. And let's talk about this a little more. You know, how come you hid this from me? You know, and hear what they have to say. And then just be supportive. Be supportive around their attraction to whatever it is they're attracted to. And say, well, you know what? Dag, you know, I got to do some work on myself because this makes me feel a little uncomfortable. So then that friend may say to you, well, don't worry, you know, I'm good. Like, no, you and I are friends. That gives them an open door to kind of say something back to you. But be honest.
Yeah.
Right? Communicate that you feel a little uncomfortable and why you feel uncomfortable because you've never been in this situation before. So please educate me.
So do you think, I mean, it's so hard to say, do you think, because it would have to be someone who's in that position. But what do you think the discomfort would be? Would it be like, oh, I think this person is going to try to hit on me? Or, oh, I don't know, I've never had a conversation, I don't want to talk about those things? Or
yeah, all of that. It could be all of that. It could be the fact that that person is insecure with themselves and their sexuality. So now they want to put it on that person. Like, oh my gosh, I can't be around people who don't identify as heterosexual. You know, it could be religious things that they're thinking about. So that's why you kind of got to say something.
Or maybe they want to talk about their sex life.
Yeah,
like
they don't feel
other
comfortable.
People might do, right? So I get how that could be uncomfortable for some people. So what do you suggest as far as you said, you know, try to validate them? And what's another tactic for maybe someone who's not as open-minded?
You mean the person, you could say something like, hey, you know, I need to deal with this on my own terms. If they don't want to talk about it, I got to go and figure this out on my own terms, and I'll contact you when I figure it out. Because I'm feeling really like defeated right now.
Well, at least I think, you know, everyone's not going to be okay with all of your decisions. Just like me personally, I have heterosexual friends who have affairs. I don't think that's cool, and I don't really want to have a conversation with you about your dude that you're seeing on the side, you know?
Girl.
Or your girl, whatever.
I don't. So I agree. That's a whole another show, okay? Because I agree. That is something recent for me, and it's still like an open wound. You know, I experienced this with a friend that was very close to me, is very close to me still, and not judging and trying to navigate communication with this person who is not communicating with you is really difficult. Right. So communication is key. Because I said, I don't want to hear about this. I can't believe you put me in this position. Like now I feel like our relationship needs to be repaired. Right. It's almost like we were in a relationship. Right. Because now I feel like I don't trust you anymore as my friend.
Yeah. Well, having a friendship is a relationship.
I mean, but like, you know, a partnership, because I feel betrayed. And it's not even me who got cheated on, you know, so I feel betrayed.
Wow,
so,
that's heavy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, you mean to tell me? But anyway, you know, I think it's like people's reaction. You just got to check yourself. So I'm talking to you, the people who are on the other end of this, who are hearing from a friend that they don't identify as a heterosexual
like
person.
A true friend.
Yeah.
So let's talk about people who are not maybe your friends, maybe your coworkers or something like that. So you're in a situation, you're in a work environment, and you have, you know, people that you find out are you know, part of this other friendly lifestyle. Is that what we said we were going to call it? The friendly community.
The community, like the other, you know, people who identify as other than heterosexual or in the other community, in the community.
I'm still learning a lot of these different terms and words that you should say and should not say. It's okay. Are you allowed to say gay? Is that okay?
I mean, you say gay.
Oh, my friend is gay.
Homosexual, gay, lesbian.
Okay.
You know, so we talked about being at work. So we're talking about being at work and the top reasons workers don't report negative comments they hear. So think about the negative comments you hear about people that identify as being other than heterosexual.
So you're talking about the gay people don't report
comments they hear and people who don't identify.
Well, that's harassment.
Right.
And you're saying they won't report it.
Right. They don't support it
that's tragic.
To a supervisor or human resources because they don't think anything will be done about it and they don't want to hurt their relationship with their coworkers.
Oh, because they don't want to be a snitch. That's what that is.
Well, no, they don't want to hurt their relationship and they don't think anything's going to happen. So talking about the people that identify in the community, right? They think if they do report it, people are going to be like, oh, you a snitch. You went and said something to human resources. But it's like horrible things. And then you think your coworker's not going to like you no more.
Well, that's true. Because, I mean, I feel that way. And it's not even from, you know, people who think I'm gay. It's just people who are evil at work.
Yes, evil. People
evil people. Girl. You know, but okay, so let's talk about that. When you have a coworker, I think it's very important, not just for, you know, people who identify with a different sexual lifestyle, but for anyone to treat everyone very nicely. Just be friendly to people. Nothing is better than just being a friendly person, okay? It takes so much energy to be a bitch. So be a nice person. But if you see someone and maybe they're gay and they are feeling ostracized by other people at work, I feel like you should be friendly with them. Invite them to lunch.
Be kind. Yep, that's what we always say.
Invite them to lunch, and you don't even have to talk about, you know, oh, why do you feel people are being this way? Like, oh, hey girl, those are some nice shoes, or oh my goodness, dude, I love whatever. You know, just be a good, friendly person. Or
maybe you could use some fashion tips. You know, not to say that everybody in the community has great fashion. No. Yeah. But sometimes at work when you see somebody who dresses really, really well, better than you, and they might identify as being in community, you could say, hey, you know, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what you got on. Where'd you get that from?
Or can we be shopping buddies?
Yeah. Be nice. I mean, a lot of the statistics that I kind of looked up and I read about were really disheartening around the community. One of them was 46% of people who identify in the community say that they are closeted at work. That is almost
no
half.
One knows.
No one knows because they don't feel safe enough. So that means if you're married to a man, if you're a man married to a man, and you're closeted at work, that means you have no pictures of your husband unless you like telling people that's your brother or you know. So can you imagine? Everybody else in the whole office got all their family up on the wall in the office and just talking about their baby was born and all of this stuff. But everything that is personal to you that relates to your sexuality has to be a secret.
Oh man, that sucks. What about holiday parties?
Right.
You just showing up dolo.
Yeah. So think about that, people. Like, before you pass judgment around people's sexuality.
Yeah.
So, yep. So there's another one I want to kind of say before we end. So 1 in 5 people who identify in a community report having been told coworkers imply that they should dress in a more feminine or masculine manner. Can you imagine somebody telling you how you should dress because you appear to be a female or you appear to be a male? Wow, people. Really?
I don't like anyone trying to tell me how to dress.
Well, people trying to tell me how to dress, and you know, that wasn't even an issue. It was like my supervisor at a previous job was like, listen here, Heather, you need to stop wearing those high heels and those suits because when you walk in the room, everybody turns around and looks at you. And that's not good because the people who are above you are looking at you like you're coming up to take their job. So her telling me this was like she was trying to help me. That's what she thought. She was trying to like help me by telling me to keep my head down. She told me this, keep your head down, Heather. And because
They
when you walk in
coming
the
for
room,
you.
everybody looks at you. You kind of steal the show. But that wasn't my purpose, of course.
But guess
I was
what?
walking into the room because it was a meeting. Like coming into the
If
meeting.
you walk into a room and you steal the show, work yourself. And if somebody is coming to you, if they're a supervisor and they're coming to you, like, listen, just keep your head down. You need to get out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah, so I'm not there. Right.
Good for you.
Exactly.
Girl.
High
Yes,
five.
high five.
Yes. So
Why would you do that to somebody? You know what? Shine on. Shine.
So
Oh, that annoyed me.
I mean, that's probably it. I don't, so the one thing, so we did have somebody here in Philadelphia that committed suicide recently.
Yes.
So let me tell you, somebody's, because there are a lot of people we don't know about.
Right.
You know, that statistic is still pretty high.
Very
You know,
high.
but we do know one very young police officer who just committed suicide here in Philadelphia because we don't know the actual reason why. All I know is that the media said it's because it has something around him identifying as homosexual and not having support.
Wasn't that the first day of Pride Month?
Yeah.
That
And
was
it was
very
Pride
tragic.
Month, and it was really, really sad. So we just want to tell you, if you're feeling sad, lonely, depressed for issues that relate to your sexuality, go get help.
Talk
go to
to
a therapist.
someone, yes.
Okay. If you have insurance, go to Psychology Today. People don't know. You can go on Psychology Today website.com, psychologytoday.com. Put in your area, put in what you prefer, your actual health insurance, and people will come up that can talk to you. You need to talk to somebody so you won't
Really?
get there. Yes.
Really?
It's amazing. And
Psychologytoday.com. I'm going on
and
there
they
after
have
this.
therapy for black girls. If you're a person of color and you want a person of color, go on therapy for black girls and do the same search and come right up.
Oh, that's so great. And you can put in your insurance and someone who takes your insurance will come up.
Yep.
Because a lot of these services are not provided through your insurance.
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't take insurance, but there are people who have insurance who do private pay because your co-pays are high anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, I offer packages and things that are very reasonable. So people don't always use their insurance and come to me and do private pay. So if you want to do that, you can also contact me for a free phone consultation.
Psychologytoday.com and sexdrheather.com.
.com.
Those are your two resources that you can use.
Yep.
I love it. Thank you. This was,
That was good.
enlightening. I hope that you feel this was enlightening to you as well. You know, make sure you subscribe. We appreciate
Yes,
you.
subscribe, watch all the other videos. We have a lot of
Yes.
other videos with some great topics. The last one we did was called Imposter Syndrome, and it was amazing because
Yeah.
that is real. Okay, we might have a recap on that one maybe like
Yeah.
in a couple months, but
And I
it was
think
good.
we should, you know, people, they go on and they leave the comments. I think we should start addressing their comments.
like print them
on-
out and then we
Yeah,
can
talk to
definitely do
them.
that. Mhm.
You know what? That's what we're going to do. So leave your comments. We might give you a shout out on the show.
Yes, and maybe also I think we should do like a sweepstakes one time, like somebody, if you put something in the comment, then
Yeah.
we'll send
Or
you
we can
some
choose someone.
lubrication or something, you know.
Oh, yeah. What
Yeah.
about the knits?
Yeah.
Remember the knits that
Oh,
you
yeah.
had? That was cute. Okay.
They're cute. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you learned something.
Yes. So
I'm
follow.
Nakisha Hodge. I'm on all social media. You can find me. Just Google me, Nakisha Hodge. Nakisha.
Yes, I'm on Instagram, IG. You can follow me at Sex Dr. Heather, SEXDR Heather. Also follow me on YouTube. Watch some of my videos. Same name, Sex Dr. Heather and sexdrheather.com. Hit us up. Watch the videos. Subscribe. Like.
Yes.
Comments.
Just go down the playlist.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.